Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope everyone is doing well. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up Apache MySQL PHP using a utility called Xampp. So the reason I'm doing this is because usually when I do or showcase some of the tutorials or the projects that I do on this channel, I don't necessarily show everyone how it all works actually within the in the background. So for PHP to work, you need Apache. And then for databases, you need something like MariaDB or MySQL. So I haven't shown anyone on this channel as of yet how to set up these things. So I'm going to show you how to use Xampp to set up all of them. This is the easiest way you can set up PHP, MySQL, and Apache, or if you want to use MariaDB. Um, so you could do that. You could set up these technologies separately, but I think that's a waste of time. If you have something like Xampp, you can just do that with just one install and so forth. So that's what I'm going to show in this video. The other reason I'm doing this is because whenever I do anything in regards to Apache, MySQL, or PHP, I want to be able to, at the very least, refer to these videos so that you guys can be on the same page as me whenever we do anything in regards to any one of those three projects or any one of those three technologies. Now, Xampp is not the only utility that you can use to set up Apache, MariaDB, or MySQL and PHP. There's other ones as well. For example, I'll show you there's this one. This one is strictly for Windows. So if you don't care about Linux or Mac, you can just pretty much download this one and then just install it. It pretty much has the exact same thing, exact same features as Xampp, but with a few minor differences or exclusions, you know. So you can use this one Wamp server for Windows. And if you're using Mac and you don't care about Windows or Linux, uh, this is the what you call it, the utility you can use on your Mac machine. Now, to get here, you just have to type in, you see, for example, I typed in Xampp, and then there you have the link to this particular page that I just showed you. And then if you're using WAMP, it's pretty much the same thing. You can just say WAMP server or just WAMP or WAMP server, and then there's the link over there. And it's the same thing with MAMP as well. So you can just say MAMP, and then this one apparently it's a solution for Windows, but you don't need to do that. Here's the one for Mac, or you can just click on that link there where it says MEMP for Mac. All right, so that's where you can get those links. I'll leave a link in the description below as to where you can download these utilities. So for now, but like I said, I'm going to show you how to set that up using Xampp. So all you need to do is just go to this link and then go to download. Now it'll take you to this page here. Now, a lot of the hosting providers out there and a number of people who use PHP are still developing products using 7.3 for now. So you can download the latest version of PHP like PHP 8 and then click on that link over there. But the one I downloaded was 7.3. There's a lot of products that I'm currently testing using 7.3. I've tested some of these products with 7.4 and 8 and I've been having issues. So that's because a lot of, like I said, a lot of the products and hosting providers and all the service providers out there are still using the older version. Uh, Not the older version. I mean, they're still using 7.3, 7.2. So I would suggest downloading this one, but it doesn't necessarily matter if you're not really using PHP extensively like that. If you're just doing basic stuff, the latest version is also fine. So yeah, when you just have to click on this link and then you can download the. Oh, by the way, my machine is running 64-bit, so make sure that you could download the correct one. If you're using 32-bit, download the 32-bit version. By default, this particular website detects that I'm using 64-bit. That's why it's showing that there. So I already have it downloaded, so you guys can continue just to download that over there and then just run and then what we need to do now is run the installation. So I've downloaded it within my downloads folder. That's it over there. So all you have to do after you download the what you call it, the installer, you just have to click on that, and then once the pop-up appears, just click on yes. So by the way, I'm running a virtual machine over here, which is running Windows 7. So if installation process is pretty much the same when you're using Windows 10. I don't know if anyone is still using Windows 8, but it should pretty much Windows when it comes to installation and all the other stuff is pretty much the same. It's just a matter of just identifying the fact that some things might be just slightly different. Okay, so if you see this particular message, just click on OK. It's just talking about user restrictions and all of that. So now this would be the setup wizard for installing Xampp. This is the first page. From this particular point, you just have to click on next. All right, so now there's a couple of features that come with Xampp, like FileZilla, obviously MySQL, Mercury Mail Server, and Tomcat. And then obviously you've got the programming language, which is currently, it comes with Perl and PHP. Um, the other ones, oh, by the way, this one as well, Phpmyadmin is also quite important. So just make sure that one is ticked and then make sure PHP is ticked. I don't know if anyone is using Perl at the moment, but if you are, you can also leave it ticked. And then all the other features you can leave except for Tomcat. Now, Tomcat as well. If you wanna just set up Tomcat for Java applications or Java EE applications, you can leave this ticked. But just leave this unticked for now because later on I will be showing you guys how to install Tomcat separately on your machine. Again, Java is also something that Java is also a utility or a programming language that I've been doing tutorials on here on this channel. So just leave this for now. I'll show you later on as to how you can set up Tomcat. And then as for the rest, you can leave as it is. If you don't need FileZilla, just untick it. If you don't need that, also just untick it. But you can leave the rest as is. Then from here, we're just gonna click next. Okay, so from here, this is where you would choose the installation location for your machine. Now, please bear in mind, wherever you decide to install this, just make sure that you take note of it because later on, I'm also going to be showing you how to install Composer, which is a PHP dependency manager, which is something we're going to need, especially if you're using Laravel and all of that. So take note of where you decide to install this particular, where you install the Xampp server and so forth. So if you are cool with where your installation folder is, just click on next. Sorry about that. Here is where you select the language that everyone should click English at this point. So just click next after that. Otherwise, just choose whichever language you want to do. So I think that's pretty much it in terms of the installation. So now the only thing that we need to do is I'm going to untick this. I don't need to learn about Bitnami for the moment. So just untick that. Otherwise, it's just going to take you to the Bitnami web page and so forth. So right, I'm going to then click next. All right, so now we are ready to install Xampp on our machine. And so to proceed, we're just going to click on next. All right, so I'm just going to let the installation run. And then if everything is well, you also should be able to see the same uh, wizard as I'm looking at the moment. So I'm just going to pause the video for now, and then we will return once the installation is complete. One moment for me, please. All right, guys, welcome back. Okay, so our installation is now complete. So once it's complete, this is the screen that you're gonna see, or the window that you're gonna see once the installation is done. And then from here on, you can either untick or what you call it. I think for this video, let's just untick that so that it doesn't automatically run after we click finish. I will show you as to where you can get or where you can run the actual control panel for Xampp. So let's just click finish here, and then now where we need to go now in order to run the control panel is you can come to your computer. So remember, Xampp is installed within the C drive directly. So that's the directory that we need to go to, and then we're gonna click on C drive. Apologies for that, guys. This is a virtual machine. I didn't actually set up that much memory on it, so that's why you see it lagging there. So there's our folder there for Xampp. So if you click in here, um, there's two folders for the time being that I will make you make note of. So htdocs is where you would put all your web applications and PHP files and all of that, if you need them to when you have a application running. So this is the folder where you will place your PHP files. There is one already currently available within here, but I will show you just now how to work with that. So that's the htdocs folder, and then the other folder is this one, the PHP folder. So this is where our PHP is. So this is where all the PHP what you call it, configs and all of that are. If you need to set up anything in terms of the php.ini, you come into Xampp PHP, and then I believe you're gonna find your where is it, php.ini, the way down here, way down here. So these are the two PHP inis. This one is for production, that one is for development. So I'm assuming that when you actually done with your what you call it, your configuration, this is the file that you would use. But these two are both PHP ini files where you do your configurations. And so because of how Xampp is set up, I believe that's those are the two that you use to make your configurations and all that. But in any case, yeah, this is where you will find your PHP files within Xampp. I just want to go back. Okay, so those are the htdocs. Everything else like FileZilla is basically everything else that you wanna configure. You'll find them within this, what you call it, this Xampp. Now within PHP, it's already set up within Apache, so you don't need to do anything within there. So you can just ignore making any changes within here. And then now to open the Xampp control panel, you just come within the Xampp root folder, and then you come all the way down here. Now, all you have to do is just click start or stop in order to run it. But this is where you get the control panel. So we're gonna double click on that, and then it's gonna show us the control panel for Xampp. It's gonna take a while, so let me just pause the video while it's busy running, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so once you click on that Xampp control icon, this is the panel that you will see. If you see any other errors in here, you will just have to check and see what that error is. I have a utility called Hmail Server, so it's using a particular port that the Mercury mail server is using, or it's probably going to use when you want to set up that as your mail server. So, but if there isn't anything else, all you have to do now is just click on Start there where it says Apache. If there's no errors, you're just gonna see it's not gonna it's gonna if there is errors, you will see them here. But if not, that's fine. And then I'm gonna also click on Start for MySQL. So those are the main two that you need to worry about in terms, unless if you're using all these other utilities there. Probably in future you might want to use them. So yeah, just leave it as it is. So right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna click that button there that says admin. So by default, when you click admin, it's gonna show you the default page for Xampp. So what it does is that I'm gonna go back within that folder, and then I'm gonna scroll up. Apologies for that. Okay. So remember, like I said, here within the htdocs, this is where your web pages are going to be, or your web applications are going to be. So you create a folder, or you create the name of whatever the site is going to be. And then here where you see it says dashboard, right? So now if I come into Chrome over here, apologies for the lag again, guys. Like I said, I'm using a virtual machine. I didn't actually set up the resources to be that heavy or to be that much. So that's why you see it lagging. All right, guys. I had to pause the video again there just so that this page can load. All right, so where we were, if you click on the admin panel there, I mean the admin button there, whichever browser is your default browser is then gonna open up and show you this particular page for. This is the default page for Xampp. So, like I said before I pause the video, if you check in here, there's a folder called dashboard. And then within here, this is where the page for Xampp is going to load up with whatever other stuff that you find in there. So the index page by default is always set up within any Apache web server and all of that. So So let me show you by example. Let me say let me add a folder here, say test, and then within here I'm just gonna create a PHP file, and I'm gonna name it um, index. Sorry, not folder. Uh, New. Let's just say text document. I'm just gonna say index.php. Okay. Uh, I want to say text again. Okay, it's gonna save it as a text document, but let's just modify that. I'm gonna open it with VS Code so that we can put in some text documents within that particular PHP folder. I mean PHP file. Okay, so you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna minimize this. I'm gonna delete that file, and I'll just say open with VS Code. Okay, so now I'm gonna create that PHP file again. So let's just open some PHP tags there. Okay, so we're just gonna echo out hello from test folder from this particular PHP page. So now I'm just gonna minimize this, and then we're gonna go to the web browser and then just type out we're gonna change that dashboard there. We're gonna say test, then index.php. Okay, so can you see that there? That's the message we echoed out from that what you call it, our index.php from our test folder. Okay, so basically that's pretty much it in terms of how you set up web pages within the htdocs folder. Um, so yeah, now I just want to show you Phpmyadmin. So Phpmyadmin is a database management utility for database applications like MySQL and MariaDB. So to access that, you can come to the what you call it, the panel, and then all you have to do is just click on that admin button there, and then it's gonna show up on the default browser like I explained earlier on. So let me minimize this and show you since we already have the default browser already open. So from the browser, we just have to delete everything there and then type in phpmyadmin. We're gonna say localhost and then php. All right, so I already had PHP my admin installed here. Actually, I had Xampp installed on this machine. So I've tested my PHP my admin here, so that's why it's showing up on the URL. So I'm just gonna press enter and let it load up. Okay. So now I don't have a password set up for my root user. So normally by default it will take you to a login page, but because I don't have a password set up, by default it will take you to this particular page. So this is the panel that you can use to create your databases, and then all you have to do is just click on new, and then from new you're just gonna create your database and all of that, and then you name it whatever you want to name it. Maybe let's create the test one. So um, here is where you would name your database. So we'll say test one, because there's already a database called test there, so don't do that. So all you have to do is just click on create, and then it's as simple as that. You already have one database set up within your application. So after you've created your database, it will take you to this GUI, this part of the application. So you first have to click on the database itself, and then once you're here, all you have to do is just name your table. So you can do it via the GUI way. I prefer using SQL. So if you want to type it out, all you have to do is just click on the SQL tab over there, and then it will take you to a panel where you can then write out your SQL queries and so forth. Okay, so from here you can just pretty much say create table or test table, and then here we can just say ID int not null, and then auto increment, and then here we can just name the column, let's just say first name. Sorry, I mean another column called first name, and then give it a varchar of whatever, 50 characters if you want to. And then to make it simple, I'm gonna mark this as a primary key, and then that's pretty much it. So if you want, once you've done setting up your table, all you have to do is just click go, which you're gonna find down here. And then if everything is correct within here, just make sure again, like you make sure you've clicked on your database table, and then from there on you should see your test table under within that particular database that you created. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I just wanted to do this video so that for those who don't have MySQL or PHP set up, I can refer to this video so that so that whenever I do anything in regards to MySQL, PHP, and Apache, I can refer to the video, and then you guys can then pretty much check it out as to how you can set it up using this particular utility. All right, guys. So that's it for the video. I know it was a bit laggy somewhere in the middle there, and I had to pause the video a number of times, but hopefully I was able to convey as to how you can set up Apache MySQL and PHP using Xampp. So by the way, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll be seeing you guys within the next video.